Ew.
Okay. Well, actually, I just want to do on Loom because it's faster. The database will be there.
Okay.
And gradually can read from it. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and hide this Apollo stuff. Save point. Apollo lives. Not working. Yay. Yeah. Okay. I'll pull that right out. That's another thing. I'm guessing it's fairly big. But pull those out. Pull Apollo, Blaze, Apollo.
Can you just cast your screen up there?
Yeah. Oh yeah. When it comes up.
Maybe even turn on a little Mac Miller.
Yeah, cool. There you go. Yeah, this now turns into 800 with infinite Z dimension.
Right.
Infinite relationships.
Right.
And like, what's a follower? It's a person who's bookmarked a thing.
Yeah.
So even their actions have to be menu set schema set.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's why he's overloaded.
Right. Right.
And he's like, services and offers is our next big thing.
Mm-hmm. Done. I mean, it's crazy how fast we can already create all that. As it is. Like, yeah. Even make it API-able through Apollo, I guess.
Well, through Atlas, because Atlas can do the auto. That's the key, the auto schema generation.
Right, exactly.
Oh shit, man. Because now everything just has, it's a document with a model of whatever. Or we can, like, our model is just their tier 1 schema or something. Mm-hmm. And they just have certain words, mm-hmm. which one page per type, full list of types. Oh. Oh, hello. Dude, you want to talk?
Right.
Music event, broadcast event. What kind of stuff can we build? Add, oh, you can add a role. You can link the role, organizational role. Oh, what's a trip? Oh, trip, bus trip, tourist trip, train. All right, data types. These are our widgets. Mm-hmm. This is, I mean,
and we can add more to all these too, because there's more trip types. There's a car trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can also have it just dynamically start adding those fields to those schemas as people add things called that thing, right?
Right. Yeah. Add a new field. Holy shit, man.
Right.
then the user experience becomes alpha and delta.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
We'll already have way more data types because the data type will now just be an HTML field.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a color picker,
Mm-hmm.
but there's no color there.
Dog's full.
Right. Add the color blue to this event, or add, I don't know, add a. Yeah, we have. Okay, so we import. Am I recording? This is magical. Yes, we have. We pull all this JSON and we create documents for each one of these.
Yeah. Well, what if every document just has all of these, but most of them are null, except the ones that's what it is?
No, because then you have keys for everything on every document.
Right.
I mean, for sure, you can add anything to anything.
Sure.
You create a document, add a field, add a schema.
Sure.
Or add your own.
Yeah.
Which you define the key.
Yeah.
These are the preset keys.
Right.
And we have widgets for that.
Mm-hmm.
You could create a document with a key value of my favorite thing in the whole wide world.
Mm-hmm.
And then name it something.
Mm-hmm.
And then if it's like a custom field, yeah, you could define the field type. This is a text. This is an image.
Mm-hmm.
If you want that thing like indexed in sort of a structure.
Right.
And then that gets, if it's a new field, it could get added or like suggested.
Uh-huh.
Maybe you and I, we would be the layer of like, does this make sense or is this spam?
Right.
But usually it's just, yeah, update the schema list.
Mm-hmm.
So as people are using this thing is growing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%.
It's an intelligent schema designer.
Right. Then action.
By consensus.
Yeah.
Then you add a little voting mechanism to all the additions when they get too much.
Mm-hmm.
And you're creating a consensus replacement of this.
Yeah. Create action. Cook action. Oh, properties from thing. Additional type for the item.
Parallel hierarchy for data types. Wow. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, exactly. So this is the eat action, which is a thing action, consume action.
Mm-hmm.
Holy cow. I'm just expect acceptance of offer. An offer which must be accepted before the user can perform the action. For example, the user may need to buy a movie before being able to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, I want to eat a pizza.
Yeah.
the required action is to acquire a
Right.
pizza,
Right.
which it goes up the chain. It goes backwards. It goes, look for an offer of a pizza,
Right.
maybe nearby in my price range.
Right.
If it's available, buy it.
Right.
Or confirm the action.
Right.
If there is none, create an offer.
Right.
With these,
Or a request.
Yeah, a request.
Yeah. And,
like these conditions that would have been met now become a request.
Yeah.
$10 nearby.
Yeah.
2 hours.
Yeah.
That could just gets put out there.
Yeah.
Ken wants a pizza and he's willing to pay $10.
Right.
Right. Nearby, I'm a neighbor. I go, oh yeah, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
I accept it.
Yeah.
Escrow. Mm-hmm. With whatever end time. Mm-hmm. But then down here, the first thing I saw was example, John need a cake. Yeah, we find language models to like use whatever the verb tense is.
Wait, what does that do? What do you do there?
So there's HTML without markup.
Yeah.
John need a cake. I don't know. Is this
what? Well, wait. Does it already know? Stop it. How does it know? It just sees John as a name.
Agent.
Agent.
The direct performer, driver, the action. John wrote a book.
But wait. Hold on. Go back down. How does it know? How do we embed that?
I don't know what JSON LD is. JavaScript optimization for linked data. How?
Oh my god.
Linked data. Little effort possible from developers to transform their existing JSON to JSON LD. It allows data to be serialized in a way similar to traditional. It was developed before these people, and they did that. Context around mappings from JSON to an RDF model. The context links object properties to concepts into an ontology in order to map the JSON syntax values to be coerced with specific type or be tagged with a language. Context can be embedded directly, document, put separate file, or reference from different documents.
But all those things are already LD.
Yeah, it's already in LD. That's what this is. So yeah, this is. So the question is.
Oh my god.
John sold.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
So the main question is, how did that parse into that response?
Right. Exactly.
Oh, we have a small set of primitive data types for numbers. Yeah, Boolean date. Okay. More details about the data model, etc. Here we have a set of types. multiple inheritance hierarchy. We have properties. Each property may have one or more types as its domains.
Oh my gosh. The example it gave me is John found the answer to life. Context, schema.org, type, find action, agent, person, John, object type, quantitative value, name, 42.
Well, that's
So that's an object called 42 with a field of like meaning of life or something.
Yeah, that's my question.
Yeah.
But if that's also just a value on a document, we have crowdsourced documents.
Right.
So I'm looking for the meaning of life. We're going to give all the answers, aggregate them. It's like poll the audience. 89% say 42. Oh, this isn't compromised. It was founded by Google, Microsoft, Yahoo, and the Index. It's an open community process.
Okay.
What? Test your structured data. Oh. I remember looking this up like year 2 of coding.
Yeah.
And I can't I was actually doing I've done something like this.
Yeah.
In the early days of when I was just doing tags.
Yeah.
And I remember I had just gotten a job at like that ad company, and then I came in and I started just talking about this. But it was that idea of there's like a head and a body, and you can add different body parts. So any document can just have any property.
Right.
I think it wasn't messing with schemas, and I certainly hadn't built Delta or that UI.
Right.
But it was just that thought of like add a body part.
Right. Right.
And then if it was just like a tag cloud interface, then you're just moving the body parts. And it was just that. Yeah. Yeah, but I guess like the enterprise code that I've written over the past few years is now attached. Like that's Gradagen.
Yeah.
That's that infrastructure.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, so what would you do? You would pull in all 797 types and documents.
All right. Ready for this?
Yeah.
How do I download you? Cool. That's how I do it. Nope. Save link as.
Current. Huh. Guess it would always update to the current one too.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Well, and I'm doing it manually now because I'm going to pull everything in, but
Right.
you just put that URL and do a cron job
Right.
of every week.
Yeah.
Download the latest and remap it.
Yeah.
You know, notify of anything new.
Yeah. Every time notified when new. Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we should just export our own JSON. Be like, this is schema.org too.
Yeah. Right.
This is growing.
Yeah. Community schema.
Yeah.
Comment. Yeah.
And I think Tibet would get how that's like, oh, that's what we're talking about.
Right.
This united data schema.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we can add any properties like app,
Oh.
you know, apps. I don't know. In use, it's like member of or like whatever it was, parent of.
Yeah.
You know, apps that use this field or model or schema.
Yeah.
To the point, I suppose, when we want to like sync with Hilo's API, we just know which fields to export.
Right.
And then they can add a field that we have.
Yeah.
So if his development process is onerous because he's adding all these features underneath,
Mm-hmm.
when in reality he just wants to add more fields to all of his models.
Right.
And add models.
Right. Exactly.
So
yeah.
He adds the resources and just talks to our thing.
Yeah.
But also syncs with his database.
Mm-hmm.
So downloaded this. I'm going to go into public, file, upload, local files. This guy. Now that's there. So I'm going to git status, git add, remove Apollo. npm and meteor packages v1 add schema.org full JSON public. Okay. I'm going to rename schema.org blah 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 into just schema. Load that up. Takes a bit. What is a break? These are interesting. Context. Yeah, I don't really know. I'm actually curious. No. Right, I don't know. They're just schema context. Okay, then we're pulling everything in. Then we have Mongo auto update our GraphQL schemas.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have GraphQL DNAs, I believe they're called, for all the schemas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, obviously we need a GraphQL server that has the schema or mapped
Yeah.
and what we're using.
Yeah.
That goes into Apollo. That's reading all the graphs.
Mm-hmm.
We can still utilize the efficiency of the CRUD Mongo system,
Mm-hmm.
especially now that we have, and we have to have, a subpub system with just tags,
Mm-hmm.
because we're not going to create 800 different,
Yeah.
filters.
Right.
But those filters come, right, the tags get queried into the schema documents.
Right.
Yeah. So we have documents that represent every key value on the schema.org thing. Just like Delta.
Yeah.
We have an events document.
Right.
With subfields and whatnot.
Right.
This is
Yeah.
Omega.
Right. Right. Yeah.
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 That public GraphQL server. Yeah, we don't need programmers to work with to that.
Right.
We have a GraphQL server.
Right.
Just go to our address.
Yeah.
And maybe we give him specific update abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Or we create like a subset of our thing that he can synchronize.
Mm-hmm.
So his data is now like I don't know.
Right.
So GraphQL subscriptions, yeah, we'll put a pin in that. But then, yeah, this I don't know, Apollo thing is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can have like private members. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, this already does that. So we'll just map this out. Now we have an HTTP endpoint. I mean, Tom could tap in and go nuts with this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what holochain would want, but all of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're putting this on our own holochain.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm thinking the difference is.
Yeah.
They're going, look at this Twitter app. You could create your own Twitter app with your friends.
Mm-hmm.
And people go, useless, because that's a group chat.
Right.
We're creating a global we're a need for a global holochain network.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not, yeah. I think that's the key.
Yeah.
We have like literally our Boulder node network.
Mm-hmm.
That just grows. Well, all right. So let's see. Import JSON Meteor. Oh. All right. We don't really need to download this, but all right. Make sure that's running. So we'll say Meteor server, Meteor methods, schema. We'll start with my object, console log, modify. Let's see, DL HTTP get meteor absolute HTML, which is the public schema.jsonld. Schema.jsonld. I don't know if it can parse LD. Meteor JSON LD. How do you do the data response using Meteor? Visual content, JSON. Parsing the content field with the JSON parse. Oh, and store it. All right, we'll just see if it works. Okay, so we'll just see if that works. So now I can go into Loom. I can go to Meteor Shell. This is not working because 0 must be a function. Loom 107. Oh. Meteor methods. Schema equals a function. Okay. Now that's working. Meteor shell. Meteor dot call. Oh. Yeah. Oh. That's crashing. Oh, also I need to npm install to get rid of Apollo and all that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Super speedy. Yeah, this is great. We're leveraging GraphQL without needing any overhead.
Mm-hmm.
We're changing our code. Okay. Meteor shell. Meteor.call schema. Ooh. In the console, null. Data. Meteor absolute URL. Holy shit. And we're off. That is what we're reading from the schema file. So now
wow. Add it up.
So now we restart the server and we say, look to see how it's structured. Don't need that anymore. Friend of a friend ontology. That's interesting. So we have schema structures. Yeah, and this is a lot of like saying how you can automatically display it on a website. I think it's generally made for like meta information. Yeah, like you just created this web page find some related terms for like SEO, but that's not remotely as useful. So add in types. Okay, so one page per type. Biochem entity. Wow. Has molecular function. Now we can pull in any API and just auto map. I mean, you can run a Reddit search for Boulder events. And it's not like specifically creating events every time, it's just creating more info into that.
Yeah.
I was trying to just get a map of everything. I don't fucking know, man. Sports examples. Yeah, this is my question. There must be filled in type sports team. There's got to be a ton of just actual data.
Yeah.
All right. Whatever. So and now I go back into schema JSON. Load it up. And okay, so I don't know what context is yet. The graph. Okay. Fuck yeah. All right. So now instead of downloading everything, we don't console log, we say so you say for schema in DL dot, I think this will work, dot graph. Ooh. Console log this ID. I hope that'll work. We have this context. We're creating a for loop where we just define a variable which represents everything in the loop in the DL, which is our file, and the key of graph console log ID. What? Yeah, okay, I didn't like that. So I'm gonna say pass that in. That's working now. Now we go back in Loom, Meteor Shell. Call the schema again. Can I read property length of undefined at Loom copy 111? Oh. What? this dot graph. I don't know. That should work. It is just a string. All right, try again. eJSON parse. I don't really know. I guess it doesn't matter, but eJSON serializations are also valid JSON. For example, an object with the date and binary would be serialized. I don't freaking parse a string into an eJSON value. Serialize? I really don't know what any of this means. I don't know the difference. eJSON.
What is eJSON?
eJSON, yeah, extension JSON to support more data types.
Right.
Which is, I think Meteor made it up. Yeah, Meteor's JSON extension. But I don't know why it's important really. Because but I don't want to. All right, I'll just see if that works. I don't really know. I don't know. This is throwing an error. I mean, could I say console log keys DL? And keys is a underscore library to just pull the keys and just list them. Yeah, okay. So that works. It pulls the keys. Oh. Okay, that's why I fucked up. Okay. Yeah. All right. So for schema and DL.graph, it's really DL.data.graph. Server unavailable. Console log that. Okay, never mind. I'm going to test keys.data. Can I convert undefined or null to an object? Undefined or null? Okay, do this again. Status code content headers data. I'm really confused. All right, I'm just going to create a small file. All right, so I'm going to create a small one with that. Small.json, but put that in there. And then that, and then that closes that. So now we'll pull this from absolute URL small dot JSON. And just console log the whole thing. Okay. Headers. Oh, it's in content. That's why I did that. Okay. DL keys dot. All right. Apollo npm working small JSON from schema JSON. So now we turn that from the small to big. Schema keys dot content. Console like DL. Run that again. Oh. Because eJSON parse needs to make it freaking JSON, otherwise it's just a string. Okay. eJSON parse string. So this is responding because an HTTP GET, even though it's on a local server, and an HTTP call returns a string.
Mhm.
So all we got to do is we know it's a JSON, and you can see in the output here that all these have these. This is a line break /n or \n.
Mhm.
So through it's parsing everything as a string.
Mhm.
So I think we just need to do eJSON parse DL. So like parsed equals eJSON parse, and then we're passing in parsed content. I think. No. eJSON is not defined. Here add. Wait, what? That doesn't make sense. eJSON is not defined. Oh, okay, that was a package.
There you go. Now what happens?
Now we run scheme again. eJSON parse argument should be a string.
It is. No.
I think the content is, yeah, because I did, I don't know. Oh, maybe the result is an object, but the actual, it's like there's metadata. I don't know. Schema. Cannot convert undefined or null to an object. Okay. All right, I'm a moron. Import JSON into Meteor. Bring JSON file into Meteor. Data. Read the file directly. Yeah, this is what I wanted to get. Private. All right. That's what I wanted to do. Okay. This is different. Yeah, that's ridiculous. We're using HTTP to look over server. So this is what we want. My JSON parse assets get text my JSON file. Boom, boom, boom. So we'll say, I don't know if that'll work. My JSON, and then instead of public, we say there's a new folder called private, which is just the same, but that goes in private. Schema JSON LD. Parse, we don't need to parse it. Console log keys. Parse is not defined. My JSON. Keys my JSON. I think it's data. Boom. Context graph. And we're up to running. Context and graph. Fuck yeah. So I think I want for schema in my JSON dot graph console log ID. Okay. Oh, console log schema ID. We got to reference that variable that we just defined. And but it is iterating over all 800 is the point.
Right.
Or 2700. So
right.
I expected that because we have to put, I suppose, that in a thing because it's special. We have our list of schemas.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
Body measurement waist. Ovulation cycle. Okay.
Okay. Cool.
All right, that I should have known that, but add JSON. No, we actually don't need that anymore. Working import with JSON.parse local file, new private folder. The public folder works with domain slash. So if you went to graduation.1/logo.png, because it's in that folder, the logo in the public folder, it would show that.
Yeah.
The private doesn't do that. It's not publicly available. New private folder, working schema method keys, schema listings. Okay. So now we can iterate through everything. We could say for schema in my JSON graph the first 3. So it's a CoffeeScript thing. Just show me the schema so we can look at the whole thing. Okay, 2700 more, fire off schema. And now, well, we don't need that, we just need 1. Okay, so schema pickup time. Type RDF property. Comment when a taxi will pick you up and a rental car can be picked up. Wow. Where is it included? Rental car reservation. Oh, yeah, Uber. Taxi reservation range includes schema daytime, schema geoshape, type, geographic shape of the place can be described several properties whose values are based on knowledge. Okay. Okay, so I'll just do I don't know. So I guess we'll say well, what's the AD? Yeah. So we, because we're going to use these, because we have to be searching our own database for these particular things rather than a giant JSON file every time. So it'd be like found doc, found local doc equals docs find 1 model schema. And I don't know why they use @ symbols. Maybe it's like a JSON LD thing, but we'll just say ID. So underscore ID is every doc is the special thing that gets auto assigned. This is what we just use for that, I guess. Schema ID. Found local docs find 1 model schema ID. This schema that we're iterating through in the my JSON that we've imported, just 1 right now, ID. We'll say if found local doc console log found doc and then print it, else not found doc. Okay, so that should fire up and we can run that again. Undefined, clear buffer, not found doc undefined. Or why would it be undefined? Oh, because it's a string. So if not found, we say docs insert, I don't know, model schema. I guess we'll have an ID there. Move that in. And then we'll say, well, we can just have the schema key and make that schema. So that's the whole thing. And we're saving that to the top level. So now we say schema, search for it, not found doc schema pickup time. We don't need to print it anymore. but because it said not found, geoshape, fired off again, found doc, schema ID, schema geoshape, and here's all the info inside of it with our own meta. So this is our layer, this is them. Okay. So now we can import it. And then what I do is basically I just up this, that's just limiting it to 1. So I guess going back to working schema import new local doc method. So now back to Loom. Is this still running? We could even just say we don't need login, we need Loom top, Loom drop down menu. All right, we'll say UI header, schemas, each model docs schema UI header ID. Okay, model docs needs to be a helper. Model docs, model. So this is going to be way improved. Why is this over here? Oh, this is not good. Okay. Model docs helper. Model docs helper, model, find that. Helpers, Loom, coffee, subscribe, Loom uncreated, home docs, I'm going to say model docs, schema. All right, Loom uncreated, subscribe, model docs, schema. If media server, publish, model docs, model docs find, model. So we're subscribing to the model docs schema. We're displaying it on the main home page. We've added it to the top, all these schemas. Oh, it's not model docs, it's model docs helper. It's not the ID, it's the ID. Good. Maybe it just doesn't like that. Each model docs helper schema. I forgot something. Why don't you work? Print this. Print this. Oh, it's just ID because that's what I did. Now I have two schemas. Okay. Working show schemas on home page. Okay. So now you can say UI item, whatever. Print this, don't need that. Okay. Well, I guess print this would be nice. Yeah. So now, I mean, it's just going through and seeing how they're connecting everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a label. It's got a subclass of. And really, like all of this information can just be listed through and like show the subclass of as a link to this schema view, which has a dynamic, like just show that schema.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just maps to this thing called, yeah, all these schemas are fucking mapped. Like we were trying to build out this parent-child relationship.
Right.
It's just saying this is a parent of.
Right.
Now go here. Now list everything.
Yeah.
And then list the documents that exist with these.
Right. So will Loom now search any of those schemas? I found like
Ooh, good call. Okay.
show. Oh, I have a bunch of things selected.
Or I guess no, because that's searching titles on documents, but
Show.
Right.
Event.
well, no. So it's not importing them all. It's only imported one.
Right.
So oh moly. So yeah. Yeah, this would be good for you to practice, I guess. So what you can do is open. Well, you should, I guess, have access to the terminal. Do you have access to that?
Yeah, I'm looking at it with you.
Okay, so hit. Cool. So go into what is it? Loom. Oh, why do I have two of these? Meteor methods. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So 106. Yeah. So I guess you just practice. I mean, basically, you go into here. That's that limit on the end there is. So for schema in my JSON graph will return. It will iterate through the object, and now that's just finding the first key. So well, whatever. This would be
Right.
10, you could say, and then you jump into the terminal, wait for it to reload. You can press up to meteor call the schema, and then over here, then I got the first 10. Yeah.
Those are the unique IDs of the first 10 schemas. Okay.
So then you can connect the search to
Right.
that.
Those are the slugs, really, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so these you can print them and then see they have and looks like, where's that label?
Label.
RDFS label front wheel drive configuration. Yeah, so that would be, I guess, the slug.
Mhm.
But this isn't showing any fields. Maybe it's just. Yeah, domain includes. Okay. Ranging is part of. No. Inker. Individual traces over the pencil. After the pencils are complete. Schema domain includes. Oh, interesting. Oh, okay. So the range includes is the children.
Mhm.
It includes a person.
Right.
So show that.
Right.
So now a schema is a field. Like an inker is just a type of person.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Right. What's a person with that skill?
Mm-hmm. But it includes, right? So the range includes would be like the fields to show.
Right.
I think. Show the schema editor of person.
Hmm.
I don't know. Domain includes, yeah, because visual artworks include this, which yeah, I think that's a parent and then the children.
Right.
Whatever, either way. I don't know. Let's see another one. Refund type. Refund type. Yeah. Well, it doesn't really matter. Range includes will just be a link to then show another one. So then we add a search filter, and this is the thing picker from before, or like an advanced thing picker or thing maker.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I'm still with you to have like the top 20, important ones.
Yeah, exactly. This kind of has to almost be like you can get there, but it's a back room. So we don't want it to like get in the way and confuse stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like add it to the models list, for now. And you can go into schemas. You can fuck with schemas, but it would be really useful if it has a label so that it's just showing it by label, not by slug and searching labels.
Yeah. So then you can go into here, right click this,
Yeah.
and then it's copy property path, something like that. And we go into, so it's not the ID, but it's the, schema type.
Right.
Just copy that and then do that. What happened?
It just wrote it schema type. It wrote out what you edited there.
Because I didn't do that. I just
Still just showed what you just added. That's his hashtag. Squiggle schema.
oh wait, what? Oh, I never did this. What were you gonna say we listened to?
Oh, I was saying Mac Miller.
Yeah. Oh. When you live stream on YouTube and you have,
Try the code.
well, no, when there's like copywritten content,
All right.
it picks up. I've had a number of them like banned or something,
Oh,
just because like we started watching a movie in the background, or
right. Sure.
we can record locally.
Yeah.
I mean, no one's watching the live stream.
No.
Okay.
And I'm watching you right there.